Hey, Dr. Jim Tabor here. Just want to take a few minutes to talk about the wrap-up to the fall sports seasons. I had the pleasure of seeing the cross-country district meet, the final football game, and the volleyball game. And just want to give you a few thoughts on what I observed here and maybe help you see the importance of these athletic programs at developing our students, at Regis. So the first one was at the football game on Friday. I was just super impressed by the amount of effort and work that the football team put into that game. I mean, it's been a long year, and a lot of teams would just write it off. We're playing one of the best teams in the state at the 2A level, and again, a lot of teams would just show up and kind of go through the motions. The really super impressive thing to me was, in the second half, St. Paul has the game at hand, and our young players get in. And it's pouring down rain at this point, the wind is blowing, and again, a lot of teams would just say, well, that's it, we're gonna, give up on the season and just get out of here. They don't. I mean, it was amazing. PJ Sangster gets a few carries for a couple first downs, really nice plays. Andrew Bischoff catches the pass. Ryan Kirsch has a nice run. And the fans are going crazy. The cheerleaders are going crazy. In fact, at one point, they started cheering, you say P, I say J, P, J. Anyway, it was just a really, really uplifting ending. The clock's running down, and they're still trying to score just for the joy of the game. So anyway, I just found that super impressive. So hats off to the coaches and the players that just, kept working to the very end of the season, to the very last second of the game, which was really super impressive. The second thing was at the cross-country meet on Wednesday at the district. It's been really just a great pleasure to watch that team grow over the last, 3 or 4 years, through the work of David Payne and Chris Van Cotteren and Mike Bauer. But the real credit has to go to that junior class. I mean, this is a group that came in. They have some naturally talented runners, and then they have some students that just really, really work hard. And so to see them develop as a team over the last 3 years, go to the summer camps, run in the summer, run all winter, and to see the success that came with it and to win district, that's the first time we've won district since the 1990s. So super excited to see that. But perhaps maybe the most impressive thing was cross country is, it's a team sport, but it's also an individual sport. And everyone can participate in it at the level they can. And so it was really super cool when, our last runner's out on the course. And if you haven't ran a 5K in a while, give it a shot. On a windy day, it's really hard. So our last runner is, persevering through his final race of the year. And four of his teammates who have already finished go out and find him on the course and run with him to finish the race. And that was just really, really super cool. So, we get the district trophy, but we also, just see this demonstration of radical hospitality to go find their teammate and, get them to the finish line. And then the last thing would be the volleyball game on Saturday. I'd never heard of Myrtle Point. I got to be honest. I had no idea it was a city in Oregon. So I made the drive down. It's a long drive to get there through some windy roads, and real curious to see how the girls were going to perform there. And it was unbelievably awesome. We have this core value of passion at the school, and they lived it. And they left everything on the court, as they would say. Really, really awesome. At one point, I hear Abby Searles yell, "Play to win!" This was during a changeover between sets or, a timeout or whatever. And they really did. Won the first set. It was crazy. I mean, there was some crazy good volleyball being played. And then really played tough, the next 3 sets. So it didn't get the win, but again, the first time in the state playoffs for the volleyball team in like 7 years. And I was just so glad to be there to see all the work they put into it, just pay off. The really cool thing is looking ahead, the current senior class had just left a really solid foundation, and we have some great younger classes coming up. And so I can't wait for next year, the fall sports, cross country, volleyball, and football. There's just going to, be some tremendous improvements and continued growth in those programs. So anyway, a few thoughts, really, really a lot of fun, this past fall. So we thank all the students and the coaches for all the hard work, and we're excited about the winter sports coming up here, basketball and the wrestling. So anyway, a few thoughts for a Monday morning. Hope everyone has a great week. Take care. God bless. Go Rams.